Hey everyone, it's Mike Bond with Hard Money Mike. Today I want to make investing easier. We talk to hundreds of people every month about real estate flips, rental properties, all those kind of things, but we want to make this easier for you. We get the conversations, we hear the feedback. Here is where we see that most people are still sticking, especially the new people, that this is a numbers game. It's not an emotional game. It's a system. It's following a recipe. If you could follow a recipe, stick with it, we can make investing easier, more profitable, put the money and fun back into real estate investing by just following some simple systems to make this easier for you. So today I want to walk you through one of the tools that we provide. It's the Quick Deal Analyzer. It's a tool to help you understand the numbers before you buy, because before you buy, if you get your numbers right, it's a lot better chance that you're going to increase profits and you're not going to have a loss. If we get more people looking at real estate investing is playing the numbers so you can enjoy life, put this to work here so you can enjoy life more over there, it's going to be a lot better for both the lenders and you as the investors. I think people get a little mixed up on when they see, well, I could sell it for $300,000 and I'm going to buy it and put some work into it and it's only going to be $225,000. How am I not going to make money? They forget about some other things, some things that are in every real estate deal that you're going to have to think about. So let's dive in and run through a deal so you can understand exactly how this works. So first of all, this is a free download, hardmoneymike.com. You could go there. It's a quick deal analyzer. We have a couple other tools and a couple other videos that show you cash flow also, like cash flow, how much you need for each property. But this is before you're buying a property. This is when you're analyzing a deal. You're going to come in and figure out, is it a single family? Like this, today we're going to look at a single family, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, when it was built, square footage, 2-car attached garage. We want to make sure when we're looking at deals too, we're using like properties, because if you do not use like properties, you're not going to get the true value or the true ARV that you're hoping for when you go to sell it or refinance it if you're keeping it as a property. So make sure you're looking at like properties, which means close, so the neighborhood is like. And if we're doing a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with 2,500 square feet, our comps are very close to a 3-bedroom, 2-bath with 2,500 square feet. Just picture yourself as a buyer who's out in the market looking at different properties and what you would pay for. As I see people comp stuff out, they'll comp out a 2,500 square foot house against a 3,500 square foot house and give it the same value. And you're like, would you as a buyer go out into the market and spend the same amount for a 2,500 square foot house as a 3,500 square foot house if they're in the same condition, same work? No, you wouldn't. So make sure you understand when you're comping things out, be realistic, because this is not about fooling yourself. It's just about doing enough deals or finding enough deals that you find those 2 to 3 a year that could bring you in the kind of profits you're looking at, that 40, 50 grand per deal. So let's run through an example. Let's just say when you sell the property, not when you buy it, but when you sell it, it's going to be 5% for the realtor to sell it, because this is what we're getting to. We want to know what our profits are at the end of the deal. So we're going to say it's going to cost us 5%. We're going to purchase this property for $150,000. So we're going to type that in here. So every deal that you get, if you put this in, it's going to calculate some numbers. Don't worry about anything else right now. It's just populating as we go. And in this case, we're going to say we're putting $75,000, so it's a major renovation. And we're going to sell it. We did our ARV, and we're going to sell it for $300,000. And I'm going to zero this out right now because I want to show you something. This is where a lot of the people, especially starting out, and say, well, if I'm buying it for $150 and I'm going to put $75,000 into it, that's $225. That's what you see down here. And I'm going to sell for $300. There's $75,000 in estimated profits in there. So that's phase one, where people start looking at deals and seeing that, oh, there's a lot of profit in this deal. And there is, but it's not $75,000 because, like I said before, you're going to have to sell the property. So there's going to be realtor fees involved. The origination and carry cost, which means the cost to pay the mortgage, pay the insurance, if there's HOA, anything else like that, is also going to be involved in this. And in this case, we're just going to put in, origination of 2%, owner carry Typically, we just put 8% in here of the purchase and the rehab because we want a number that is larger than expected or close to it. So if we say for 6 months we're going to hold this, that means every month we're paying interest payments. Every month we have to make sure we're adding taxes because the longer we hold it, the more we're going to pay when we sell it or refinance it to cover those taxes that were due, property taxes. If there's HOA or flood, that's also included. But let's say we're going to keep this example property for 6 months, and with origination and carry and everything, it's going to be about $18,000. The faster you get done with the property, that number is going to go down, but we're just putting in those numbers for a max deal just so we know that this is what it could come out to. Now you have to think about title costs because title is going to be there when you purchase it, and it's going to be there when you sell it or refinance it. So you're going to have two sides of that also. So let's just say it's $1,750 on each side. You'll know these numbers as you go in your area because some places have mortgage tax, other things, but you just need to know what it's going to cost you to purchase it and refinance it. And this, once again, is just to get you some estimates. And insurance, especially if it's a fix and flip during that time, you're going to need a builder's risk, foremost, something like that. It's going to be about $1,800. So that is roughly what it's going to cost you without knowing if something pops up, your budget increases, maybe doesn't increase. When you're looking at a property, now we've gone from $75,000 to $36,700. Still not a bad deal. It's definitely over 10%, closer to 12% profit from the selling price. So that's a good deal, especially if you can get it done faster. The faster you get it done, your profits should go up in the fact that you're not going to have as many carry costs. Insurance, all those things are going to go down. Plus, if you're getting it done fast, hopefully your budget reflects that too. We just want to make sure you understand these because this is upfront what you're looking for when you're looking at properties before you put something under contract. Because we've seen it many times. We just had another couple in the last 2 weeks. They kept sending us deals. They were new to fix and flips. They've been in the construction business before, and they just didn't understand the numbers. They were literally looking at the purchase price and budget. In this case, it's $225, and their sale price, their ARV of $225. And we're like, so where's the profits? Let's walk through this. Let's look through these numbers. This is something you just have to understand. Don't be embarrassed. You don't know your numbers yet. Just use these tools. This is, like I said, a recipe. When you go through this, look at all these numbers, overestimate and go like, if things go wrong, I could still live with 36,000. If things go right, maybe I'll get it to 40 or 50 and I could live with that kind of profits. So that's what we're looking at. We're looking at you understanding your numbers. Just follow the recipe. Before you buy, before you even sometimes reach out to a lender or a realtor or a wholesaler, know your numbers. Know what the ARV is. If you need some help with that, look for the tools out there that could help you. There's PropStream, there's some other tools that could help you get a good estimate, at least of the value of the property. You want to make sure before you get in that your profits are in that 10 to 15% minimum when you're looking at a deal, unless it's just a quick flip, Sherman-Williams kind of deal they talk about. Know your numbers, understand your numbers, embrace knowing the numbers, because once you get comfortable with this, you could run through property after property and say, okay, these three are good. I'm going to put bids on those three properties. This is not only knowing your numbers, but it's also a numbers game. You have to put a lot of bids on a lot of properties to get that. We're looking at creating wealth, income, equivalent to some of the best paying jobs out there. So to do that, it's going to take some work, some effort. It's not going to be like a 40-hour work week, but it's following the recipe so you get there faster, the system so you get there faster, taking the direct approach, the direct road to getting there and knowing your numbers and going by your numbers, and that's where you're going to be successful. So go to our website, check out the Quick Deal Analyzer. Also, we have the cash flow worksheet. We've done a video on that, and it just goes through how much money you have to have available. How much money do you have to have for that down payment, interest, and where should it come from? We have information on that, building what we call your buckets of money. So you always have money available for when a deal comes up, when you have to make those payments, or if just there's an overrun, some surprise, something happens in real estate. 80% of the time there's going to be some kind of surprise. You have to be ready for that. 20% is going to roll as you put it down, but it's life. So expect some things to come up. That's just real estate investing. Embrace that and make sure your numbers are solid and you'll win at this investing game. Thanks again, subscribe, like, and we'll catch you on the next video.